Hello everybody, I'm Steve and welcome to Green Side Up. Now today I'm going to carry on planting plants in the large tunnel, so planting and transplanting plants for winter harvests, and I've got a load of plants here to go at. Today I'm concentrating, or next I'm concentrating on the Chinese cabbage and some Pak Choy, and they're the next ones to get in the big tunnel. So we'll crack on with that. Right, so first of all, this is, as many of you know, my nemesis. This is Chinese cabbage and the variety is Wong Bok. Now, you can grow this all year round, from early spring right through summer. And you should be able to grow it in the winter, but I can't seem to. And I'm not going to give up until I find a method that works for me. So that means trying every year a different method. And, you know, I'm no different this year. I'm going to try another method again this year and see how we get on. So it's very easy to grow in the early part of the year, but when you've got so many other plants growing, you've got things like courgettes and summer cabbages, peas, and broccolis. There is so much at that time of the year that you've got to draw a line somewhere. You can't grow you can, but you can't really grow and eat everything, so you have to draw a line somewhere. So this is one of those things where I've set it out for myself that I want to grow it through the winter. And what I'm going to do is the same as I did with this stuff here. This is the Komatsuna, the mustard that I sowed, that I planted the other day. I'm going to plant some of this in the ground, and I'm going to plant it in a particular place, which you'll see later why I've done that, because I'm trying a different method with it this year. And then the rest I will plant on into modules, and then I will also leave some in the ground, so I've got that backup, so to speak. I've also got another line of Chinese cabbage there. That's a different variety, and that is Mitchell Heary, I think it's called. Anyway, it's a different variety. I've grown Wong Bok tried to grow for the last 4 or 5 years. So I'm going to try a different variety this year as well. Anyway, we'll get on with that, and then after that we're going to get on with this Pak Choy, this green one here. And I'm hoping by doing that, because I've got some red Pak Choy here, it's not doing too well because it's crowded out by everything else. So I'm hoping that by taking some of this green stuff out, it will get that to come on. But if not, I can still sow some more anyway. Anyway, we'll crack on with these. So once all these tomatoes are out and all the structure's gone away, you'll see exactly why I'm planting this way. But these are going in around the tomatoes, and I'm going to plant them pretty close. But again, that'll all become apparent when I show you. It's much easier to show you down the line what I'm doing, as opposed to telling you what I'm going to do, because I think that just means nothing really. It's just a waste of your time and mine, and I'd rather not do that. So I mean, the best way really, if you want to see what I'm doing with these, is if you subscribe, hit the big red button. It's just down here now. You won't miss it, and find out what I'm doing with it and be able to follow along through the season and see if I'm successful in this season's campaign on the Chinese cabbage. Because it's about time I had a bit of luck with it, to be honest. So we'll keep going. Of course, as usual, I'm putting a bit of feed in, which is blood, fish and bone. So I'll plant up, I don't know, I might put sort of 15 and 16 plants around this area, and then I'll bring you back when that's done. So there we are, that's that little bit of a bed done. There's 16 plants in there. The only ones I'm concerned about really are the couple that's underneath those tomato trusses. They may need replacing later, but that's all right, because the rest of this box now I'm going to plant up and do a full module tray of these. So I've got replacements if necessary. So I'm just going to pot on some of these Chinese cabbage, and excuse me, just making a big hole in these trays with my homegrown dibber, and just shake some of this soil off these plants, and we'll just chuck them in, green side up, and let them grow on. They will sulk for a day or two, maybe a week, and then they'll start growing back. And this is just to give me a backup down the line should I need it. 9 times out of 10 I don't, and I end up giving them away or composting them. Either way, it's a win-win. So there we go. I won't bore you with all this. I'll bring you back when these are done. So there we go, that's that done. There's 15 plants there, and it's only in case I need them. As I said earlier, underneath those tomato trusses down there, there's a couple of plants that might not grow because they're shaded out. And if so, I've got a couple in here that I can just pop out the modules and plant in the ground. And I already had these plants out anyway, and these are even more spare plants. And I've got plants back in the other tunnel where I originally dug them up from the seed bed. Now, I did this exactly the same the other day with the common tuna, and this is where I planted them, and they're still looking a little bit ropey, but they're coming along. At least they're mostly standing up, and the ones that I potted on are just up here. Again, a little bit frazzled, but that's just one leaf from a plant, so hopefully these will come along. But either way, I will have a crop this winter, and that's the whole point. So using the same method as I did just now for the Chinese cabbage, I've got some Pak Choy in over there, just a case of digging some hole, put some bloodfish and bone in, putting the plant in, green side up, job done. I haven't potted this on into modules because this stuff grows really quick, and I'll be doing another sowing of that later this month. So there we go, Pak Choy done. Now, I didn't film the Pak Choy because the rain has been absolutely relentless this morning, and the sound just wouldn't have come through, so I just cracked on with that. But I am going to sow some more seeds now. Now, you'll have heard of broccoli Rabe, which is R-A-B-B. It's a type of broccoli. It's like a sprouting broccoli in how it looks. It doesn't form the great big heads, just a little tiny thing. But the thing is with broccoli Rabe, it's an Italian thing, and also known as rapini, and yeah, it's a stem vegetable really. Now the thing about it is that you can eat the whole stem, the leaves and the flower bud as well. It's a great green through the winter, and you'll see if you look for broccoli Rabe, you'll find it's billed as a 60-day crop, which it is more or less. Normally for me it's around sort of 70 days, but this variety is a new one to me, and I'm trying it because it purports to be a 45-day crop. And I'm talking staccato because I'm trying to work it out in my head. It's the 6th of August today, so 45 days should take us all the way to about the 20th of next month, I think. And I should be eating this. We'll see. You know, me, you and the deep blue sea will be the judge of that, and see where we end up. But I'm sowing it in modules as opposed to straight in the seed bed. Give it a better chance. I can mother it when I come in the mornings. Give it every chance, and we'll just see if it is a 45-day crop. I'm highly skeptical, let's put it that way. But we'll see. Could be good if it is. Anyway, there we go. Broccoli Rabe. Right, so that's it for this one. I've got a few more plants in here, which I'm pleased about. I can move on now, and I'm going to start potting on some of those plants, I think, in the little tunnel. That will make life a little bit easier, and I've got more crops to attend to outside, so that will be the next video. Well, there you go. There's a few more little insider tips for sort of winter growing and getting a harvest out over winter. So that's it for today. Look after yourselves, everyone. Please stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Ta-ra now.